Video released today shows Chicago police fatally shooting a man who came at them with a knife in an assisted living center on the south side.
That incident happened last month. WGN's Courtney Spinelli takes you through what happened that night.
Yeah, he has a butcher knife on him.
Officers responding to that 911 call from a concerned worker at an assisted living facility on May 5th.
Get down.
Minutes after getting there, the 47-year-old armed suspect charging at a police sergeant, the encounter turning deadly. All of this happening at the Grand Regency of Jackson Park Supportive Living Facility in the 1400 block of East 75th Street. A receptionist telling officers Alfonso Wright was banging on doors, acting erratic.
Sir, get back. Sit back.
The man briefly coming out of his room, appearing to grab something from his pocket before going back inside. Multiple angles from body-worn camera video showing officers trying to talk to Wright.
Sir, we gotta get you some help.
Officers eventually using a key to open the man's locked apartment. Despite multiple tasers being deployed and officers ordering him to stop, Wright tries to attack the officer with a knife. We've paused the video, but you can hear as two officers fire shots.
Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired.
We begin with breaking news of a shooting involving LAPD officers in Harvard Heights.
Let's get up to Mike Case. He's overhead in Sky 5. Mike?
Glenn, Lou, good morning. We know two things for a fact. Number one is an officer-involved shooting occurred. The second thing is traffic is a mess because Western Avenue has been shut down between Olympic and Western. Here's what we know. About shortly after 9 o'clock this morning, Olympic officers responded to a call of a assault with a deadly weapon. They arrived on the scene. We know an officer-involved shooting occurred. We don't know whether the injured person was shot by another suspect or by the officers. We're waiting for the public information officer from LAPD to give us some definitive facts on this, but we can tell you there's a large police presence. That tells us there's some kind of investigation going on. They've got the crime scene van out here, that van right there that you see in the center of it. That means they brought out all the big guns, and no pun intended on that.
New tonight, a move from the Supreme Court is making it easier for people to sue for job discrimination. 11 Live's Ron Jones joins us now with more on this developing story. Ron?
Yeah, this is really interesting here, Cheryl. So this case started in Ohio. A straight woman says that her gay boss treated her unfairly and did not give her a promotion just because of her sexual orientation. Well, the lower courts originally said that the woman could not claim discrimination because she's part of a majority group. Basically, they argued that only in rare cases could someone like her file a complaint. However, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson disagrees. In her opinion, she made it clear federal civil rights laws protect everyone no matter your race, gender, or sexual orientation. This decision applies to 20 states and Washington, D.C.
Judge temporarily blocked an effort by President Trump to end gender-affirming care for transgender inmates. The president signed an executive order when he took office, halting medical treatments intended for trans inmates. A class action lawsuit was then filed on behalf of more than 1,000 inmates diagnosed with gender dysphoria. Now, the ruling orders prison staff to resume providing hormone therapy as well as social accommodations while that lawsuit is carried out in court.
A witness in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs says that the music mogul once dangled her from a 17th floor balcony. Fox's Lisa Evers follows the trial in New York City.
It was a tough day on the witness stand here at federal court for the alleged victim who claimed Sean Diddy Combs dangled her over a 17th floor balcony by her armpits. Brianna Bongolan also was forced to testify under cross-examination that she was more than Cassie Ventura's friend. She was her main drug dealer. This bombshell testimony happened in the 26th floor courtroom at federal court. Brianna testified that she still has nightmares from when Combs allegedly dangled her by her armpits over that balcony. Under relentless cross-examination by Diddy lawyer Nicole Westmoreland, Brianna testified she became friends with Cassie Ventura and immediately became her drug dealer, supplying her with drugs on an almost daily basis, illegal substances and pills ranging from cocaine and ketamine to weed and ecstasy. She testified Cassie would get high with her often, almost daily at times, even delivered a huge bag of pills. She ranged for other drug deliveries to Cassie Ventura like other people would order a pizza. Taking it all in was Mrs. Janice Combs, who's attending every day of this trial supporting her son. In the morning, video forensic analyst Frank Piazza took the stand, verifying that the video shown by prosecutors of Diddy kicking and beating Cassie Ventura had not been altered. He said he got it from prosecutors and wasn't sure who originally had it. The forensic video expert testified he did enhance 10 sex videos that had been found on Combs' laptop under the username Frank Black. Cassie Ventura had testified that Combs had used that as a pseudonym. Brianna Bongelin also has a $10 million civil lawsuit against Combs. She admitted in court that one of Cassie's favorite concoctions was something called Cocoa Puffs, not the cereal, but a blunt sliced open and sprinkled with cocaine. In New York, I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 26 News.
A dramatic public fallout. Elon Musk dishing out attacks on President Trump and his mega bill, saying that without him, Trump would have lost the election. Calling his spending bill an abomination, Trump responding from the Oval Office, saying he's disappointed in Musk's comments since leaving the White House.
Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we're well anymore, but I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair.
Well, Musk reacting in a post on X, saying this bill was never shown to me, not even once, and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it.
Palestinians take cover as pulses of automatic gunfire crackle overhead. Others try and crawl to safety as explosions ring out. For several hours on Sunday, this was the terrifying reality hungry Gazans faced as they tried to reach an American-backed humanitarian aid site in southern Gaza. We are bringing our food drenched in blood. We are dying to get food, Amin Khalifa says amid a hail of gunfire. The aftermath is grisly. Bullet-riddled bodies lie scattered on the beach. As others emerge carrying sacks of aid these men died trying to get. Health officials and doctors report at least 31 were killed.
And while the war in Gaza has drawn condemnation and concern, it's also fueling something else. Record-breaking weapons sales for Israel. Even as Israel fights on multiple fronts, it's selling more arms abroad than ever before. Last year, Israeli arms exports reportedly surged to a record $14.8 billion, up from $13 billion the year before. Over half of Israeli arms exports, that's 54%, went to European nations racing to refill stockpiles depleted by the war in Ukraine. Throughout last year, 48% of Israel's foreign sales were made up of missiles, rockets, and air defense systems. But then there's another twist. Despite the booming sales, Israel's own military ran out of weapons in October.
The United States vetoed a resolution calling for a ceasefire and humanitarian access to Gaza on Wednesday. The other 14 members of the Security Council voted in favour of the text. Algeria's ambassador to the UN, Amar Benjama, said that the vote showed the collective will of the entire world and sent a message to the Palestinians: you are not alone. Well, the US veto came as no surprise here. Washington's UN envoy Dorothy Shea said that the United States couldn't support the resolution because it fails to condemn Hamas. The US also vetoed a resolution on Gaza back in November under the Biden administration because the ceasefire demand wasn't directly linked to the unconditional release of all hostages. This resolution called for the release of the hostages held by Hamas, but it didn't make the release a precondition for a ceasefire. The text demanded an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, respected by all parties. It also described the humanitarian situation there as catastrophic and demanded the lifting of restrictions on the entry of aid into Gaza. Civilians must not starve, Slovenia's ambassador said during this meeting. Well, the vote comes amidst controversy over the use of private US military contractors to deliver aid in Gaza, usurping the role of the UN. Civilians have been shot dead at the aid hub set up by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a private private group backed by Israel. Israel argues that the system is necessary to prevent Hamas from stealing the aid, but the United Nations has rejected the new system, saying that Israel is using aid as a weapon.
We turn now overseas to Ukraine, staging a major attack on Russia. Incredible video coming in, capturing the large-scale special operation. Ukrainian drones and missiles targeting 4 Russian military airfields across the country, destroying some of its nuclear-capable bomber fleet on the ground. Overnight, Russia attacking Ukraine with 479 drones and missiles, marking one of, if not the largest overnight aerial attack of the war. This comes as leaders from Russia and Ukraine are expected to return to the table for a second round of peace talks tomorrow.
But just days after the Ukrainian drone attacks hit the Russian bomber fleet and also the border regions, a chilling echo from the Cold War has crackled to life again. Now, Moscow's top-secret doomsday radio has suddenly gone active, transmitting these bizarre coded messages. And within military circles, this isn't just a noise, it's quite honestly a signal, and it may even be a warning.